the previous modules, we discussed how international couples, they try to overlook their differences, cultural differences. They want to go beyond them, from national to international identity. In this module, you will see how conversations, the talks between couples, construct a joint identity, a common identity between people who belong to two different cultures. Shared identity is achieved only when differences are avoided. Otherwise, this is not possible. And how is it possible to avoid differences? This is possible when couple comes out of their national identity. We have discussed it at length. I repeat, when differences are suppressed, उनको आप दबा दें, similarities dominate, the couple achieves a shared identity. Differences are suppressed, not eliminated. This is notable. Okay. But even after shared identity, differences may remain. Differences re-emerge in form of slip of tongue, or sometimes in form of humor. In some way or the other, the couples mention the differences, whether it is in form of slip of tongue or whether it is in form of a joke. In the following dialogue, Brendan is English, Christine is German. Brendan, in a slip of tongue, uses you for Germans, and Christine uses we. Now see, you and we. We is first person, you is second person. Difference. So these pronouns show their national identities exist. But Brendan corrects himself. Soon after that, Brendan realizes this difference and he comes to pronoun they. And you know that they is used for commonality. Now they refers to both Brendan and Christine both. They refers to both and the couple identity is restored. So it comes back. Okay. See the dialogue now. Brendan, the Germans, you wanna call it the German. Let's see that how he undervalues to be a German. Call it the German. Papa, are very, how can I put it? Couldn't explain that. Politically correct culture, I mean. So, German culture. Christine, we are always on time. We are organized. Now see, Brendan says that that German culture he in fact wants to say something about German culture and their future to differentiate himself from Germans, but the partner retorts. Instantly she replies, Christine, we are always on time. This is our feature. We are Germans. I am proud of that because we are punctual. We are organized. Brendan, no, I wouldn't say you are always on time. You are not. Now here he comes to you and Christine uses we. We are always on time. And he says, you are always on time. I wouldn't say that. So this is what I mentioned in the introduction to the dialogue. they come to different pronouns, and it shows their national differences are present. Okay. You are not flexible. You could spend long times waiting for things in Germany because you are not at the right place, and they send you another door to another door to another, when they could actually help you out. Initially they kind of help you, they send you to the next door down basically, yeah. And they need to be far more flexible, far flexible, far more flexible. And that's one of the things about the German culture. It's not a flexible culture. So this is what Brendan says about German culture. So difference also emerges in humor. The previous example we discussed, it shows that difference can emerge with use of different pronouns. Now, when they realize that they are using different pronouns, they come to they. Okay. Now we come to another dialogue where difference emerges in humor, in jokes, but disappears with the last common laughter. They laugh off the difference ultimately, but it does exist. We can see the difference in the change use of we and they. Helga is German and Andrew is English. Andrew. Another thing that gets on my nerves is the German sense of superiority. A lot of. And Germans think that we are superior to every other culture. A lot of them always tend to think they are better than everybody else. And this is famous about Germans. They think so. That really gets on your nerves as well. He asks to Helga, her partner, and she replies, we are superior. Andrew, no answer. So at the end, they laugh off. They both laugh. And that's why in the last line you see no response from Andrew. When she says, we are. So simultaneously, at the same time, they laugh together. So first, the difference emerges. Germans think themselves superior. Helga admits it, but laughs it off. Doesn't give importance to it. So this is how difference exists, but it is suppressed. We conclude that cross-cultural bilingual couples, like those couples which we have discussed in these dialogues, they perform their shared identity in their conversations. When they talk, they show what is their identity, whether they hold national identity or international identity, separate identities or similar identities. So it is evident through their talk, through their discourse, conversation. It is possible only, the cross-cultural identity, same shared identity is possible only when two barriers are overcome. Number one, national identity, as I have already explained, and number two, stereotypes of intermarriages. Only then international marriages, intermarriages, cross-cultural marriages can be successful, and only then you can cross over different identities. So in all of these topics about cross-cultural identity, you might have noted one very important point, and that is written here in bold. Gender has no major role in cross-cultural marriages. We have never discussed the role of gender, being a male or female or any kind of stereotypes regarding gender. throughout this discussion, what was important was national or international culture or identity. So, gender has no role in cross cultural marriages.